Hello! Welcome back to Belmont Bunch today, or tonight, where the New York Islanders win a meaningless game, unless you want to be the best team to miss the playoffs in the East, in which case it was a very important game. The Islanders now 2 points back of Columbus with 2 games in hand, win in Ohio by a score of 4-3. Probably an exciting game if we were in it. For some reason, I think a lot of these games have lost their punch just because, we know nothing's going on. But, I definitely let myself, I feel like as a fan at this point in the season, when you're really, really plugged in, you kind of just got to let yourself enjoy things sometimes. And I just kind of enjoyed the Islanders finding a way to win this one tonight. Almost slipped away, but they hold on. And no Sorokin. They had Hutton play again. Didn't really notice him much. I'm assuming his ice time was pretty low because I barely saw him. And Bellows played. So, first period, a lot of penalties. Noah Dobson tonight got high-sticked a couple of times. But Big Lurch was okay. The Islanders' first power play, very not so great. And it gave momentum to Columbus, and Columbus then cashed that in. Gavrikov, weird guys score against the Islanders, and I'm sure Mr. Gavrikov is not a weird guy. It's just odd to see him scoring. He gets 2 tonight. Of course, that is pretty much half his season output in the goals department. Gavrikov, this first one is off a rebound. Tough one, shot from the point. The Islanders just not quick enough on the backside to adjust. There was a great camera view from over Varley where you could see, Gavrikov is making that pinch in. He's a defenseman, pinches in on the weak side, and it's Cizikas and Green just not getting there quick enough. And, he, after a good pad stop by Varley on a slapper from the point, right onto the stick of Gavrikov, 2 Islanders don't get there. It's 1-0. So, not inspiring there, but Columbus would return the favor, but not so much on the second goal. The first Islander goal on the power play. Barzal gets the puck, a lot of room, nobody on his side. Columbus kind of slow to react, and Barzal tries to put it back through the crease. And I get what he's going for. He's looking for just a body. There's so many bodies in front of the net on the back post where Elvis Merzlikins is not, and he's hoping for that bounce. He does kind of get it in a way. It bounces out away from the goal, but towards the corner right where Brock Nelson was on the far side, and he rips it into the empty net. 32 on the year for Brock, one of the bright spots. So, power play goal for Brock. The Islanders would take the lead before the end of the first, which to me was a little bit surprising because I thought Columbus was playing better for a while. This is the one where Columbus takes their turn now. Columbus is not a good defensive team. Their goal differential, despite being not an awful team, and look at their record, they're above NHL 500. Their goal differential is 30 goals worse than the Islanders. It's crazy. But Josh Bailey, this one starts with a neutral zone steal by Josh. We're going to give him some credit there. Pajot gets the puck in deep. He carries the puck in deep. 3 Columbus players standing there watching him, but not watching Josh Bailey coming off of a steal through the neutral zone, streaking down the middle, and great pass by J.G. Pajot. Bailey gets the walk in since none of the 3 Columbus players got on him, and he gets one in between the arms of Elvis Merzlikins, and it's 2-1 Islanders after 1. So at that point, just happy to see goals. Kind of knew there would be goals to be had in this game because of Columbus not being so great defensively. And the Islanders, honestly, have been kind of shaky there recently when they're not getting amazing goaltending. Anthony Beauvillier gets the one in the second that puts the Islanders up by 2. This one was an interesting one. It looked like another Brock goal, playing against Brock in fantasy this week, so I kind of okay with this one not going in for him. Great pass by Bo, and I've actually skimped a couple times recently on Bo being really good on these 2-on-1s, and Bo put a perfect pass onto the stick of Brock Nelson. Nelson just unfortunately lifted it a little bit too much, goes off the crossbar. Everybody, including Elvis, thought the puck was in the first time, so when it kicks back out all the way to the corner to Beauvillier from about where Kiefer Bellows scored one of his first goals a couple of years ago against the Kings. Anthony Beauvillier, in similar fashion, just rips it into the net with Elvis kind of down and out, and it's 3-1 Islanders. Bo, glad to see him get rewarded for that since he kind of helped set up the play. 3-1 Islanders, 4-1 Islanders before the end of the second. Noah Dobson with the Islanders kind of flourishing in the offensive zone. Great pass. Never leaves the ice. Down low to Zach Parise, who just dunks the puck in from, basically just outside the crease. 4-1 Islanders. And again, like I said, against Columbus, you expect to score some goals, and the Islanders took advantage of, on this one, Oliver Bjorkstrand not staying with Zach Parise. So a lot of missed assignments tonight. 4-1 Islanders, but Gavrikov strikes again before the end of the second. He gets a rebound. Again, the Islanders kind of started at this point. Once they went up 4-1, they have this unfortunate habit of, of kind of capping themselves out goal-wise. It's interesting because they're a team that doesn't score very much, and you would think that in the games where they're able to take advantage of a bad defensive team, that they would keep pushing, but it seems to be the DNA of a Barry Trotz team that you get up that much, you sit back, and you dare the other team to come at you, and you dare them to come back, and the Islanders almost paid for that tonight. Gavrikov, another goal off a rebound. This one, Pulock, he gets free of Pulock. Gavrikov gets free of Pulock. Again, off a save by Varley, and just gets a backhand through Varley's legs for 2. And going into the end of the period, Columbus was kind of pushing the envelope on the Islanders a little bit, and I was thinking next goal wins. Like, if Columbus gets the next goal, they're then going to go on and get the 4th. Luckily for the Islanders, they are able to hold out long enough into the 3rd. Again, no, I don't want to see them just sitting back like this, especially with the state of the season. You're out of it. Kind of just go for each game. And let's see what these guys can do, and let's see how many they can score, and let's get those numbers up, and let's see Brock and Bailey and Lee and some of the guys that, took a little bit to get going this year. Let's see them reward themselves for sticking with it longer into the year. But that didn't happen. The Islanders really had to hold on after a blocked pass right through the middle of the zone, offensive zone for Columbus, just falls right onto the stick of Oliver Bjorkstrand. And Varley was going one way to the other. It's unfortunate. It's a really bad bounce. And this one goes in, and it's 4-3. And the Islanders really had to work to hold on from there. Took a penalty really late. Looked like a really, really bad call. Really interesting one where it felt like the crowd made the call for the refs. You didn't see the arm of any of the refs go up. It definitely looks like a dive. There's barely any contact. In the offensive zone, no less, for the Islander player. And it was I'm a big soccer fan, so it felt like a soccer play where the crowd, gets under the ref's skin and makes them make the call. But in the NHL, we get a lot more makeup calls. And here, at first glance, I thought it was a makeup call because I just see nothing going on. And a penalty get called on Columbus after the Islanders have stood the test. They get a few clears. They did a good job on the 6-on-4. And then Patrick Laine takes a slash. I thought it was a makeup. They show the replay. Yeah, kind of a slash. So the Islanders survive it. Don't hit the empty net. They only do that in the postseason. And win this game 4-3 against a decent team in Columbus. So, it's a win. Like I said, if at this point, it's not like their draft position's going to get so much better. There's a lot of teams behind them. I'm kind of just rooting for them to win. Just, turn your brain off, be a fan, enjoy these players, enjoy the team. Despite them being very frustrating at points this year, and for most of the year, it is at this point in the season where you're happy to see Bailey get a few, after how much I, railed on him. Brock Nelson, it's great to see, really, really take this offensive scoring step a little bit forward, because he's always been around here. It's just first time he cracked 30. Parise, someone that struggled early in the year. Bo, somebody that's been working pretty hard recently. So yeah, it's really about rooting for the guys at this point that you're like, hey, that guy's worked pretty hard. I want to see him get rewarded. Oh, nice. And in Bailey's case, that guy struggled. Let's get that trade value up now. Sorry, that was mean. Josh Bailey played fine tonight. But yeah, you can tell by the shots, the Islanders, park the bus mode, again, soccer thing, but not a big fan of that. So I'll talk with Barry. We'll see if I can change that. Anyway, that's it. We'll see you next time. I'm Belmont Bunch. I'm Mr. Belmont Bunch.